Hey guys, so I've been meaning to make this video on, well, as you can see, all my product. Yeah, I got a lot. So just figured I'd give you guys a little tour of what all I got down here. This is stuff over here is gonna get fixed and sold this spring. It's end of February right now. Got a little bit of everything in here. Got some Craftsman's, Lawn Boys, and some good decks. And then all of this stuff here is going to be parts and get sold off and scrapped and what have you. This is, I'm actually thinking about turning into like a rat rod, maybe a kids sort of tratter that I take tratters and stuff to shows. So I was giving some thought to I don't know, painting this thing up and making it look like a tow truck or something like that kids can hang on and pull on and not have anybody get all ticked off about and stuff like that. It's got a 16 or 18 horse opposed twin. Starter's messed up on it, so I'm going to work on trying to get that straightened out. It's got I think it's a 4-speed transmission. So I basically drove it back here and haven't touched it. So I'm gonna hopefully get this up and running this year, and let's see what happens with it. Over here in the scrap pile, got a whole bunch of different things. All these things in this backyard here were picked up in one lot. Guy I know was tearing them apart, and he just wanted to get out of the business, and so I made him an offer of incredibly low offer, and surprisingly he took it. So I had to move all of these things, and in total there's about 250 push mowers, or was. I started scrapping a whole bunch of them already, but most of these have locked up engines or bent crankshafts or rotted decks. So any decks that are decent or motors that are decent, I'll pull off and keep, which I'll show you my parts room in a minute. But a little bit of everything's sitting around here. There's a really old Lawn Boy over here, the all aluminum deck with the brick top motor. I apologize if there's any wind noise. It's kind of windy out here today. Got an old little tiller here. I'm going to see if I can get up and running and use. Yeah, there's the brick top. This is a super old brick top. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I might just take the motor off and scrap the deck, because you can see there's a lot of rust holes through it and stuff. But over here, this is what I've gotten ready to scrap so far. All aluminum and engine blocks and a bunch of steel decks. Back in here I got this Dynamark. Has a good motor and a good transmission, but the frame is pretty well shot, so I'm just gonna strip it and scrap it. And then I got my pile of baggers and chutes and stuff. And if you give me a minute, I'll open this canopy here and show you what's inside of there. I guess we'll just call this part 2. This is a Kubota. I have the deck and a bagger for it, but the Kawasaki that's in it blown up. Guy I got it from said that he took it to one of our local there's a pretty big repair place near us, and he said all he had to do was change the oil and do a general tune-up on it. And when he got it back, he mowed about 3 passes with it, and the motor threw a rod. And there's actually a hole in the back of the block, but I can't really get to it to show you guys. But he said he drained the oil out of it because he wanted to see if there was even any oil in it. He said it came out of there like it was molasses. So I'm assuming that whoever worked on this might have put that Lucas oil stabilizer in there, and sometimes that stuff works and sometimes it doesn't, but you're supposed to mix it with oil and not just use that on its own. But got a couple of the single stage snowblower stuffed in here. Like I said, it's the end of February. I was hoping to have those ready for this year, but like I said, it's the end of February and I don't think I'm going to get to it. There's a Troy Belt push mower, Bolins, another Troy built sitting here, another Troy built there. There's a really old Jacobson with a weird airflow max deck, I think is what they call it. There's a Husqvarna sitting up there. There's a white lawn tractor, a Troy built lawn tractor, another yard machines, and a Craftsman rear engine right up there that's just a pain in the ass to move around, so I'll just leave it there. But this is the inside of my storage building or tent, Harbor Freight tent. If any of you guys are actually looking for a temporary storage place, these Harbor Freight tents are actually pretty good. We had about a 1.5 foot snowstorm come through this winter, and it didn't move 1 inch, so it held up pretty good. I did come down and sweep the roof off just to keep it from collapsing, but we get some wind and stuff, and it held up pretty damn good. So I'll pause this video here, and then I'll make a part 3 of my parts room / more storage room. So I'd call this my hoardatorium or parts hoard or whatever you want to call it. Got a whole bunch of parts and engines and generator. Again, these came from the same guy retiring from small engine repair, and I bought them out and had to move all this junk. So got a couple push mower engines, and there's a brake or Kohler V-twin sitting there, a couple of power washer engines, and here's a Vanguard Briggs sitting there. And then these are all my decks. I got a couple of yard machines, a couple of Craftsmans, Cub Cadets. On top of there, got hoods back in the corner, more hoods. Got an X-Mark 48-inch walk behind here that I gotta fix. Motor's locked up, so I gotta see if I can swap a Briggs or a Kohler onto it. One of those cheap electric things. It still works though. I might try and get rid of it. This is I never really seen too many of these. I actually managed to get the 18 and 20 inch of these Junkyard rotary mowers is what they call them. This is a little 18-incher. It fires up and runs really good. My plan is to actually repaint it and put new wheels on it and take it to shows and display for people to come look at, but we'll see when I get around doing that. As you can see, I got my hands full. But got some push mowers I'm going to fix and sit in here. There's a underneath the extra Harbor Freight canvas tarp or whatever is a Simplicity Regent that I got for free. Supposedly it was staying in a barn for, guy said 10-15 years maybe. All I did was put gas in it and the thing fired right up and ran without any issue. The transmission is a hydrostatic transmission, but the brakes stuck on, so I gotta take that apart and clean it. And then I have the little 38 or 36-inch deck for it, and we'll get that up and running. May make a video of it, I don't know yet. Over here I got all my Tratter engines. Haven't really gone through these yet. I haven't figured out if any of them are good or if they're bad. A couple of them I know are probably blown up, but I'll pull the shrouds and stuff and keep all that. In these bins here I got carburetors, coils, nuts, bolts, cables, and you name it, it's probably in those things. Got these shelves here. I got lawn boy chutes and stuff up top, and more lawn blade parts, all the little bell handles for push mowers. You'd be surprised how many of those I get in that are missing them, so I can keep every one of them that I scrap. Cables and stuff. I got a box of parts. Down here there's wheels for different applications. In these bins there's air filters for Briggs & Stratton and Tecumseh. Got Briggs & Stratton recoils and Tecumseh recoils on this shelf, and some of the beauty covers. A couple of lawn boy gas tanks. Wheel weights on the ground. More gas tanks, beauty covers, more gas tanks. These are the little covers that they put on some of the Craftsman wheels and stuff like that, and just little plastic pieces that often are missing that I hold on to. On the top shelf, these are all just pressure washer motors that probably will just sit there for the next 20 years because I don't have any use for them. But I can't get rid of them. I'm a pack rat, I guess. Got more beauty covers, more wheels. I got too many wheels, but you know, you throw something away and then you find you need it, so I just decided to hold on to them. I'll just keep expanding my shelves. Got a bunch of seats here and more push mower engines on this table. Got a couple of bigger gas tanks laying on the floor underneath there. This POS Kohler Magnum that I put about $500 into rebuilding, only to find out the valve season guides were completely worn out and the thing was just tapping and knocking away. So I pulled it out, the tractor was in, and swapped another Vanguard motor into it. So I'll have to make a video of that tractor eventually. What else do we got here? This old lawn boy here, I'm not gonna get rid of it. I might try and get up and running. It's the old aluminum deck, so we'll see what happens. Got another one of those cheap Harbor Freight tents, little 10x10 one that isn't in use right now. Yeah, shelf of transmissions and a whole bunch of these home light chainsaws. The guy I got all this stuff from had like a mountain of chainsaws, and I scrapped all the other ones and just kept the older ones and all the home lights because I know those are worth money. And down here we got bigger more or less tractor parts and tractor covers, and there's a hydro gear transmission for a Craftsman down there. My mountain of baggers. I'm sure they're probably mouse full of mice because this garage underneath this house is like over 120 years old, so I'm sure there's mice in here. But I put a whole bunch of decon and crab them through there, so hopefully you know, those little bitches won't do anything to it. Mower hoods, got a Craftsman or a Yard Machines and a Toro hood. Back in the corner here, got a Cub Cadet 1225. Motor runs good and the deck works, but the transmission, the shifter keys in it are screwed up, so I gotta tear those apart and see if I can put new keys in it to get it to work. But it's overall in really good shape for its age. It was sitting outside when I got it, but you'd be surprised what pressure washing can do. And underneath all this junk is an Aggo Alice 1718H. It's got a 50-inch mower deck with an electric up and down lift, hydrostatic transmission, flat tire. But I never had it running yet. It's got a 14-horse Vanguard in it that someone tore the top off of it, so I got to put it all back together and see if I can get it running. But as I'm sure you probably can see, anything that sits in this garage gets covered in this white mold. So it's going to need a date with the pressure washer before I even touch it. And then I got a transmission here with the wheels stuck to it, and then more of them in here. I need to invest in a oxyacetylene torch to make these wheels come off, but haven't gotten around to that yet. So in this room, it's kind of like a little pump room. Has access to the well and stuff that's no longer used. I got some stacks of tires and transmissions with the wheels stuck on. There's a Sears Suburban snowplow back in there. Some of these wheels and tires I got were sitting outside, but they're brand new. They still have all the little tits on them and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I got more tires, John Deere stuff, and a little bit of everything in this back room. But yeah, there's more hoods over there, and need to work on my organization a little bit in this garage. But I'm hoping the people that own this, I'm hoping that will actually move in the next couple of years, and I can just kind of bring my stuff wherever they go to, if you know what I mean. It's actually my grandparents that own this place, but it's slowly falling apart, and I've tried myself just to kind of upkeep it as much as I can, but as you can see, it's not really an old house, and it just needs to be torn down. You can see the actual log holding the joist for the floor or whatever. So not really up to code with a lot of stuff, but I can't complain. It kept my stuff out of the weather for the time being while I went through everything and got rid of stuff. But I guess I can go through what my plan is with this channel. I'm not sure what my plan is really, but I want to, I guess, make videos on my projects. I got probably 10 tractors I actually used to cut grass with that were either family members or ones I've gotten for cheap that I've fixed up and put a lot of time and effort into and stuff. So I want to make some videos of those, and maybe some videos cutting grass or something like that. And definitely make some videos of my Steam shows that I go to, and I've probably got, oh man, 20 to 30 old 60s garden tractors. Some of them I've restored so far, and some of them I haven't, and I'll definitely make videos of each and every one of those. If you go back in my channel, that's probably a couple videos before this one. There's a couple of videos of the Steam show that I made. It's like a slideshow. Kind of gives you an idea of the kind of stuff I'm into and some of my adventures, I guess, if you want to call it that. So I'm sure I'm definitely going to add on to this collection of parts and stuff, because like I said, I'm tearing all this down. I don't like getting rid of anything, so I'm sure that this corner over here will probably be for the ceiling at some point. They say you feel it's like closet space. You make a bigger closet, you're just going to fill it up. It's kind of the same thing with garages. So we'll see what happens. I definitely want to start making videos. I know a lot of my buddies are making videos on YouTube here, and I'll feature their channels in the link in the description, just so you guys can go subscribe to them and check out what kind of stuff they're working on. But I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, I guess I even start hanging stuff on the walls and the ceilings and stuff in here. It's ridiculous. But other than that, guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. This is my, one storage location. I got another 10 by, actually I think it's 14 by 40, just filled to the brim with stuff. And my house, I got other stuff, which I'll slowly make a video of that too. And I'll make a video of give you a shop tour of where I work out of, and maybe a toolbox tour or something like that. But I mean, if there's anything you guys want to see, leave it in the comments and I'll try and make a video of it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think probably the next thing you guys will see is maybe like a shop tour or something, but I gotta find time to clean it a little bit beforehand, because I don't want to see you guys seeing my mess that I make. I'm sure mine's not as bad as some people's shops, but I prefer to have everything put away and nice and organized so that you guys can get an idea of what I do and stuff like that. But alright guys, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you later.